All right, welcome to the Eric J. the Great podcast show. Got a special guest on the show today, Shawty Lo Jr. How you doing?
And what's happening, man? Man, it's a pleasure to be here, man. Just thank you for having me here, man. Reaching out to me, having me on your podcast, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. For anybody that haven't heard your music before, I want to play one of your songs that I knew about it, because I like the Brick song, so that's the song that I'm gonna play. So, but
I appreciate
yeah, I like that song. I had looked at the video. I didn't know it had a video to it. I looked at the video today when I got off work.
Oh, yes, sir. Bricks was actually the first song that I did and put out, like as me being an artist. I don't know if most people know, like I like Bricks was the first song that I made of. So when I dropped Bricks, I had just started being an artist around that time. I dropped Bricks in April of 2021. So I had just started rapping around March. I never rapped or thought about rapping ever in life, but Bricks is my first song.
All right. All right, here it go right here for anybody that haven't heard it.
Let's get it.
I'm from the west side, little nigga.
Trill did it again.
Bankhead to be exact. Yeah. West side, Bankhead, born home, gotta know the bricks with me. Young nigga run the city, and I got LO with me. Get the bag, fuck the bitch, and push your phone wheels all through the city. We done came a long way from them dirty dishes. LO showed the whole city how to get it. Everything y'all did, best believe we done been did. 10-toe, can't hold, Bankhead, nameplate the bank hold. Born home, stand up for the king, shit, go throw your L's up. Built, not bought with G-Code, young low going, beast mode, still got a thing for free codes, took his whole like repo, no random base like Nemo, west side Al Pacino, niggas really wanna be low, but they could never really see low.
Ain't I fresh as hell? Betcha, put a head under this Gucci belt. I can show you something different, I can show you something real. She gon' know the difference, it won't be that hard to tell. I'm from the bridge, I was raised up in the trenches. I cover hard times with a hard life, I was raised up to get they know. Need to step aside and get with it. I'm still the king up in my city. Ain't no place out of these streets I can't go.
Hey, that's Bricks, man.
It's Bricks.
Yeah, I played one of my favorite songs, man. I was talking about this all day. When I got off work, man, I was telling people I was gonna interview you today, and I was like, man, I was having a debate with my homeboy, and I was like, yo, when Shawty Lo dropped this song, I was like, it ain't too many songs that got a harder beat than this song. I was like, I gotta think of a song, and I was like, Trap Star by Jeezy, Freaky Girl by Gucci. That was like the only ones I could think that could compete with this beat. You know what I'm saying? That they know by your dad, man. That was a classic, bro. I was in middle school when that song came out, man.
I
So
appreciate it.
yeah, rest in peace, Shawty Lo, man. I was hurt when I heard that, man, when he passed away, bro.
Man, we was all hurt.
Hello, they know, Shawty Lo, I got paper, Lo, the kid got flavor, like 40, don't save her, Bankhead, been getting paper, I'm sweet, like a razor, Lo, ATL, I'm the mayor. Every time it's day, Johnny rock my gator. I got acres. Yeah. Hey, that was a banger, dog.
Classic. Blessing.
So first off, man, tell the people where you're from and how old are you?
Man, I'm from you already know, West Side, Bankhead, man, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 28 years old. I mean, so I just had a birthday, June 3rd.
Okay, happy belated birthday, man.
Appreciate that, man.
So, what's the first thing that come to your mind when you hear your hometown, man?
First thing that come to mind is when I'm here. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm at home, man. It's like, and just having that presence or that swag from, our city have its own swag, have his own style, like, and it's been copied by a lot of other people and a lot of different cities. Like, they come here, take our swag, and they go and they go and take it and try to do what they do with it. But like, when I'm here, bro, I feel got that shit authentic, because I know what my dad did and what he built and the standard and the tone that he set. So it's like, man, so I feel like a king. I feel got that shit authentic.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So for anybody that ain't never been to Atlanta, man, just kind of describe some of the struggles and stuff that you had to endure just like an everyday kid in Atlanta when you was a kid transitioning to a teenager.
I mean, okay, you could put it like this. For the people who don't know, my dad was a kingpin before he was the rapper, Shawty Lo. So everything that he talked about in his raps about him being in the streets, him selling drugs, and him doing that, he really did that. So my dad was a millionaire by the time he was 19, 20. So he was already a millionaire. And my mom used to work for my dad. So, like, I mean, not he. I can't say that we didn't struggle, because we still fell upon hard times and stuff too. Or if something happened, or like, okay, put it like this: my mom decided to change her life, and she started going to church. She pulled away from the street aspect. So that's when we really start to struggle. It's like, go to my dad's house, got money. At my mom's house, we live in I we surviving over here. I'm having over there. So just to be able to, sometimes come home, we ain't really got no food in the house, or you might come home and the lights might be off, or something like that. Then I go to my dad's house, and you got whatever you want over here. So just being able to, just know what I want out of life from seeing my mom struggle. I knew that I wanted to be somebody or do something, special, so I can take care of her. And and just growing up and just seeing, like, both sides of life, how it can be, or how people dream of it being. And that's really what made me humble and genuine. I don't judge people. I know everybody go through things, have their own situation and circumstances, in into what shapes and mold them into the person that they are. So man, like, growing up, I wouldn't say was easy. Just going through things as a kid. Fights, getting picked on and stuff on there from time to time. So used to get into a bunch of fights and stuff when I was growing up and stuff like that. But I mean, it wasn't nothing too crazy, but just the typical stuff that most folks be going through, from a kid to transitioning into a teenager, then start playing football, the girls, and now by the time I'm a teenager, my dad is Shawty Lo now. Like, the rapper, not Shawty Lo, the street guy. So, he's known worldwide. People seeing you differently. They think you're gonna be arrogant and stuck up, so that they try to handle you and treat you a certain type of way. And just like that's what kind of made it kind of weird because I'm like, man, you know, so I'm just like y'all, man. So I'm just like everybody else. But they saying like, oh my God, that's Shawty Lo. And I'm saying it like that's just my dad. You know, I don't really put no hype on it. But you know, when people see something and this is perceived as famous or the good life or things that you want, they perceive it a certain type of way. And I didn't perceive it like that. But
Absolutely.
yeah.
So as far as your dad, man, like how was Shawty Lo the father? Like everybody know what he accomplished as the rapper and his life before he became a rapper, but how was he as the father? Like things that the average fan wouldn't know, you know.
Man, you know, dad was cool. I mean, Lo, or if you want to call him Lo, you know, I call him dad. You know, dad was cool, man. You know, he was very big on family, coming together for holidays, doing stuff together. You know, him as a dad, and well, me as his son, like he was very open with me, very raw. Um, like he just told me how it was, you know, it like, hey son, this, or don't do that because this like this, you know, he really broke stuff down, but he left it open-ended to where you can make your own decision about it. Like he ain't necessarily tell you what to do, but he just gave you the point of view. It's like this, or it can be like this. And it is up to you. Type type thing. You know, he was always there. You know, like he came to my football games in high school. You know, on the weekends. You know, I go to his house, or even when I went to live with him as a teenager in high school. You know, he was there. You know, very supportive, role model, just everything that you would want out of a father. He was that. You know, but I'll say as a kid, you know, him being in the streets and stuff like that, he didn't really know how to be a father then. He grew into it as we got older.
Okay.
So, but overall, Dad is a great father, man. He was always there, very supportive, you know, just real open. Like, you know, he was like my big brother, like my homie. Like I can go talk to him about females, and me and him used to compete against females too. Now, so man, so it's just like our bond and our relationship was like this. So it's just like, man, he was a father figure, a big brother, a partner, mentor, leader, just the whole nine.
Okay. What was the best memory if you had to pick one? What was the best memory you ever had with your dad?
If I had to pick one, if I had to, I don't know, man. It's like I can't really just pick one. It like I don't know, cause I would say I really can't say, but I have a few that I can pick from, or I don't even know, cause you know him not necessarily being here. I cherish all of them, so I can't just pick one.
Yeah, I understand that. So how many siblings do you have and are you guys close?
I have 10. Outside of me, I make 11. And yeah, we all pretty, you know, how to put it, close knit. Everybody have their own life and you know stuff going on, so we catch up when we can. We talk and we chop it up when we can and stuff like that. But you know, we still going strong. Yeah.
Okay. So I know I had looked into you had to sit down for a while as far as going to prison, things like that. So how long were you in there and what type of effect that they had have on you?
I was locked up for 3 years. So I had to sit down for 3 years. And basically, you know, going to prison, it really opened up my eyes to a lot of things. Because as a kid, you know, when when you see people get locked up and or get in trouble or go to jail or, you know, and I used to wonder, you know, why why do they do bad stuff to get in trouble, you know? But as a kid, I ain't know no better up until when I went, and I'm not a bad person. I made a bad decision as a teenager, and it cost me, you know, my freedom. So actually being in there and get to be around, you know, these guys, and you know, these guys ain't bad people. You know, everybody like have different circumstances, situations, different got us in environments that they in that led up to them doing what they did. Yeah, you know, so that doesn't make them a bad person because they had a bad situation or a bad moment that they were involved in. Um, so basically, me being in there, that really opened my eyes and kind of changed my perspective on the people who get locked up and who get in trouble and, you know, who do things. You know, things happen in life, and you know, people are gonna, you can't please everybody. So people are gonna feel this way about it. Some people might understand, some people might not understand. Some people may judge you, some people might be like, oh well, you know, it's over with. That happened, this person went through that, you know. So it's like just being there really helped me as a person. It just made me like settle down, be more like get to know me better. Like as in like, what do I really want out of life, or what am I going to do when I leave here? And you know, from being incarcerated, it really taught me how to be by myself, you know, and really just showed me that, you know, I really don't need to be around people or need people to survive, you know, or to make me feel good or support me. Because when you in there, all your friends and your so-called family that you were kicking with and homeboys and stuff, they disappear. So it's like, and then you really get to see who really there for you, or who in the end, and it's not even really about money. Who can write me? Hey, like who can write me? Like, who can pick up the phone when I call, or who can come see me? You know, just simple stuff that doesn't necessarily have to do with money, but that just showed me that you care, or you know, or what I meant to you. So yeah, like that had a big impact on me because while I was incarcerated, I lost my mom back in 2015. She passed from a car accident, and then within a year of her passing, my granddad, which is my dad passed, and my dad ended up passing 2 weeks after my granddad passed. So it's like I took 3 big losses within that time period of me being incarcerated. So like that really just going through that and being able to come back out and be able to tell my story and to be able to be doing what I'm doing now, it's just like, it's just that just to show people that you can overcome any circumstance, any situation if you want to. Because I could have let it tear me down, like destroy me, or make me look at people a different type of way, or look at life a different type of way. And I'm not gonna say that it's easy. It's an ongoing, you know, trend or steps that, you know, I take, you know, as a person. But I know what I want out of life, and that's what keep me positive, keep me striving, and keep me going, and just know that I can be an inspiration to somebody else, you know, who going through probably worse, or some people who probably not even going through worse, but think that their situation is bad, and they look at everything that I have been through and be like, man, I ain't got nothing to complain about. He been through this, he going through that. People talk about this and that, or the pressure that he may, you know, or things that he may go through. My life don't even compare to that, you know. So we can work both ways.
And I know, man, like I don't heard like a lot of people describe those type of situations because they was like prison or being in jail is already bad enough because you don't have your freedom. But they was like when you get that call that one of your close family members pass away and you can't go to the funeral, then that's when it really like people really start to break down in there. And I can only imagine how you felt, man, taking those losses back to back, not being able to be released to temporarily to go to the funeral and things like that to get closure from it in person. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that you just had to deal with being in a place like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like, well, they actually let me, but they let me go to my mom's funeral, but they didn't let me go to my dad's. So like, and like, man, like just doing that or having that going on, like losing both tragic, you know. But like just being able, it's like I honestly feel like me being in prison or being incarcerated, that's what was best for me. Because if I would have been there and been able to, like, I mean, I felt the got the shit emotions and everything. Like I was hurt, I was tore up, whatever you want to call it. But it's like I was in a place where like you kind of can't show weakness, so it forced me to be strong. So if I would have been out, my mindset, my mentality, everything would have been way different. So just with like just being incarcerated when those things happen, it kind of made me and kind of it made me tough mentally, emotionally, like all of that. Spiritually, like it just made me know that I can if I can handle those things, I can overcome anything. Because those three losses are the hardest losses that I feel like I'm ever take in life, period. So just me being able to still be in good spirits, still be sane, still be focused, still know what I want, and then still have the ability to keep going. I feel like I can do anything.
Okay. So your dad did he was the rapper Shawty Lo before you went to jail, right?
Right. Yes.
So it's kind of describe the atmosphere of the city around that time, like because you seeing this firsthand, you right with him. So, how was the atmosphere when he was on that come up, when he first started getting that traction of when he dropped those songs and his projects and things like that?
Man, like dad was already a staple in the city from being Shawty Lo the kingpin already. So he already had the streets on them behind him. So like dad was really a people's person, or a person like he was very involved in the city. Like he paid people rent. Like he looked out. He helped a lot of people. So he already had the support of the people because he was for the people. So so around that time when everybody was trying to get him to rap and stuff, he was like, nah, he wasn't really taking it serious. He got the D4Well studios for the group D4Well for Fabo and Moot B, Brass Key and Stuntman and all them, because he was investing his money for them to rap or just do they thing. But people was like, man, Shawty Lo, we know you real and we want to hear what you have to say. So he got in there and he did his thing. His first song he made was "I'm the Man." "I'm the Man" went crazy. It's like he thought it was luck. Then he came around again. Then, with the Foolish and the Day Knows and the Dun Duns and everything else, Gucci bandana, whatever you can think of, he did it. So it was like with him seeing that he got it, or like he said, "Oh Lord, I don't found my swag." He telling you like he got it, or he feel like he got it, and he had the city with him, and it just to see how people react to him, like they treated him like a king, like a god, and that's how he was viewed, and that's what and that's how he will forever be viewed, because that's really where he was and that's how he carried himself.
Okay. So was your dad the first person in your family involved in the music business?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. What was one of the last conversations you had with him, if you remember?
I was incarcerated. And my granddad had just passed. And we were talking about like basically I was asking him like, hey, like, why haven't you wrote your book? Like, why haven't you did your movie? Why haven't you opened up your food place? And he was like, I don't really trust too many people. And I was like, you know what? Well, I'm finna come home soon. So, I was like, I can take care of that stuff for you, because well, before I got incarcerated, I was in college, and that was one of my majors, business and things of that nature. So, I was willing to, help. And and he was like, it's about time for me to, to pass the torch anyway. Let you and my other son, which is my brother, let y'all go on and whoop the whoop. So I'm like, cool. Then within a week or so, he passed. So it's like, I'm like, damn. Like, I just talked to him. We had plans. We had goals. Like, we had stuff that we had to do. Like, well, I don't know if people know, but Dad had the diabetes and stuff. So he had to eat right and get healthy. Like, we was planning on doing that, getting him in shape, working out and stuff, like doing all type of stuff. So we just had a whole bunch of plans that we didn't get to do, but I'm doing it now. Like, we're working on his movie, working on a documentary, working on a series, like possibly write the book, like just do all type of stuff. So it's like I'm in the position to do those things now that he wanted to do, but we didn't get to do it.
Okay. What was the best advice he ever gave you?
Um, I don't know, because it would be per situation that I'm in or how I'm feeling at the moment. But one of the things he always told me is stay true to me, and just always remain who I am through in this situation. Yeah, he was like, man, people talked about Jesus, and they ain't like Jesus, but shit, he ain't do no wrong. He was perfect, and we as humans is not perfect. So, but what you think that they gonna say about us, or what other people got to say? Who cares what other people got to say? You know what I mean? Just keep doing you.
Absolutely. So, did a lot of your dad friends support you when you got out of prison? When because your dad was already passed away, so like when they found out you got out of prison, did a lot of them come pull up on you, things like that, when you got out?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, when I came home, I, I got to see a lot of people, because when Dad passed September 21st. I got out November the the 30th, November 30th. So in that time frame, you kind of know, like, time go on, so people still kind of like, first, when he first passed, people will probably be there, you know, consoling the people who are there. So now it's about 2 months on down the line. So when I get out, I mean, I still got love and attention and stuff, but it was like, hey, like, what am I gonna do? So I mean, people, they were there, they were supportive, they tried to help and do certain things, but yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I know on another interview, man, I watched another interview that you had on dang man, I'm trying to think of the guy name. Uh dang man. I had it on my head mind, the guy with the dreads.
Um,
All the time. Uh dog. But you,
yeah.
you was talking to him about the dream that you had with your dad because you explained that.
Oh yeah. So basically, previously, well, I ain't gonna say previously because it's been over a year and some change now. I got locked up for a violation of probation November 2020. My dad came to me in the dream January the 4th because I had court January 5th. He told me to do music, to take it serious, and that he was gonna put the pieces around me, to help me, and he said the only way I'm gonna make it is if I give it 100%, just like everybody else. He said I'm not gonna make it just because I'm his son. I got to put in the work just like everybody else. So and then he said you're not going home tomorrow because I had court on the 5th. So he said, but when you go home, give it 100%. He said you gonna make it. You just got to give it 100%. So I had court the next day and I didn't go home. I'm like, damn, like he called it it's crazy, but that was just a confirmation that, what I know and feel it, but just he's with me still. And he just has my best interest at heart. And and he always keep it, man, shit a buck with me. So if he felt like I need to be doing something else, he would have told me that I need to be doing something else. But up until that point, I never really been an artist or never thought about being a rapper or, or just doing music in general. So it's like when I got out February the 12th, 2021, and I dropped Bricks around, I think, April. And Bricks was one of the first songs that, that I put out that from what I had made, and everybody kind of loved it. Like, bro, like you gonna be dope. You gonna be bigger than your dad, or you just now start rapping. Like I was like, yeah, they were like, nah, bro, you been rapping, or you been had it in you, or you got the gene and all that stuff. You know how people start talking and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, I just started it, but it's like I'm gonna get better, as an artist, as a person, like over time. So man, so yeah, like, but him telling me that is the reason why I'm doing music and the reason why I'm sitting right here now, just talking to you.
All right. So when you started doing music, man, was it easy for you to pick up? Was it something that came natural, or was it like kind of like a struggle at first trying to find a niche for it?
I mean, for me, like I love music. I just never thought about making my own music.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have an ear for music. It's just like me being creative enough to create my own. So sometimes like at first when I first started doing music or first started trying to do music, it used to take me probably like a week to do a verse, like because it's like I was trying too hard. I was trying too hard to make every line fire, every sentence punchline, everybody jamming. I'm trying too hard, and then I might probably spend 2, 3, 4 hours and probably got 2 lines down. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can tomorrow. Got them, and then eventually I got around, some other people that was helping me just be creative and relax. Like, bro, you really got it. Like, you just gotta relax. And and they really helped me. So it's like they helped me develop as an artist, I'll say. And eventually it went from me taking a week or two to do one song to I can do a song in an hour or two now. Or I can do a song in 30 minutes, 45 minutes now, because I kept doing it every day. So like being an artist, this is, or being a rapper or whatever you want to call it, this is something that take time, and I wouldn't say that you really have to be passionate about it or in it. Because my dad wasn't never a rapper. People told him to do it and he did it, and look how it turned out. But you have to be consistent with it, like, you know.
Okay. So as far as how many projects you have out right now?
I actually don't have any projects out right now, but I do have out singles. Bricks, I'm with it. Yeah, June 3rd. What else? Every time with me and Schoolie. Yeah, so I got out singles right now.
So as far as
I'm working on the project though.
Okay. So as far as like I know your dad, man. I know he still got some of that heat, man, on a drive somewhere, man. Do y'all still plan to drop some of his music that he had like just put up somewhere or in the future, or y'all plan to just keep it just put up?
Nah. I'm definitely gonna drop some of it soon. But I ain't gonna tell you when, but it's definitely in the works. And I'm gonna call it reincarnated, and it's gonna be half his face and half of mine. So you're gonna be, it's gonna be like a father and son album.
Yeah, because you might be able to insert some of your verses on some of the songs that was already recorded.
I am.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll be dope, man. That'll be because I don't think that's never been done before. Because it's not too many people that have like juniors that's done music and then was able to be like hand in hand on the music side like that. I can't think of none off the top of my head.
Right.
So off the top of your head, man, what artists have you collabed with, in the industry, since you started doing music?
I've actually collabed with a few artists. You may know them, or if you don't know them right now, you will soon. Trill Battle, Prevail, Schoolie. I'm pretty sure that everybody know who Schoolie is from Rich Kids.
Yeah.
Schoolie. Who else? T-Pain.
Oh man, I know that's a banger.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a banger. We haven't dropped it yet, but I'm working on a feature with Boosie too. So it's like I'm working. So I'm working, but that's just to name a few.
Okay. So as far as your recording process, man, are you more of a writer or a freestyler?
Right, I definitely have to write because if I freestyle, it's just gonna sound like money, girls, man. So I gotta write so I can be creative and and actually think about it and see how that instrumental or that production makes me feel. What does that tap into in me so I can be creative and write about it.
Okay. So are you still independent right now? And would you sign to a label if it made sense?
I'm independent, but I would definitely sign to a label if it made sense. Most definitely.
Okay. So as far as music goes, we talked about the music. I know you have a clothing line too, and you can give details about your clothing line and kind of explain like what else you have going on besides your music and your clothing line, things like that.
Okay. My clothing line is Brick Baby. It's Brick spelled BRIC. And that really means like brick. Brick means being resourceful, intelligent, and creative. That is how you will overcome, your circumstances, situations, or anything that you have going on in life. You know, and I feel like that's what everybody should do or has to do in order to be successful or be who they want to be out of life. You have to be resourceful, intelligent, and creative. And I feel like once you've done that long enough, that will allow you to bring riches in consistently. Brick baby, and I feel like this is for my hustlers, my people who have dreams, goals, that have like who want to be somebody or something out of life. And I feel like that's everybody who walks the planet. So we all brick babies.
Okay. And I know you got into the acting too, man. So like kind of explain what you have going on right now in that field.
Okay, I actually did a movie with Boosie, which if I'm not mistaken is gonna be dropping in September. Um Water Boys. So I've done that. Water Boys. I did Two Brothers with Strike Money. I'm actually on set right now, and we are shooting Savage Revenge right now. I auditioned for another one of his movies too, Boosie, and we got picked to be in that. Also, like you're gonna be one of the first ones to hear it, but we working on a movie for Pop's life. So, Shawty Lo movie. We working on the series. We working on the documentary also. So, and you gotta know in the movie and in the series, I'm gonna be playing him. You know what I mean? So
That's only right, man.
yeah, so man, we doing all that, man. So movies, music, um, real estate, stocks. Like I'm just trying to expand into all fields and really take my time and learn about all of this stuff, so I can really have a empire and be able to teach the people around me and be able to turn the people around me into bosses as well. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you just sit back and just took a look back on your life, man, but you kind of like a real reflection of your father because like, your dad had his hand, always had his hand in different things and things like that. So just to hear you explain all the things you got going on and have your hands in different things, man, it's just like, I know I know it's not like you purposely copying him, you know what I'm saying? But it's only right that you follow in his footsteps.
Man, it's just like when I really look back from okay, like the time I was released from prison up until now, and how far I've come, and how different my life is from then till now. When I wasn't rapping or I didn't know what I was going to do, then it was a point in time where I was homeless and I didn't know where I was going to stay or where my next meal was going to come from, or I really didn't have a place to call my home. So to be doing what I'm doing now and just being able to lock in and focus and just being able to know that I can really achieve or do anything that I want to do. I just got to do it and stay focused. Just seeing how things are going now, like it's really crazy because if you would have told me that I would have been in this position about 5 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. Like, hey, bro, like you're gonna be a rapper, like you're gonna be going to Detroit to meet Bill Melf. You're gonna be going to Tennessee to open up for Juvenile, kick with Juvenile, or you're gonna be going to North Carolina to open up for Young Blue, or you're gonna be going to Pittsburgh to open up for Gator Kiss, or you're gonna be going to Texas, like, or you're gonna be going to Florida to meet DJ Envy and Caesar, and just you couldn't have told me that I was gonna be doing this 5 years ago when I was homeless or I ain't had no money or I ain't know where I was gonna sleep at the next night. You couldn't have told me that.
That's cool, man. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I actually just had a son. He's 5 months now.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's
One
up,
kid.
man. Oh, what was you saying?
Oh, nothing. I just said just one kid, just one. I ain't know start low, man. Man. So I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna keep it at one, maybe two, but one for right now. We just gonna keep it at one.
All right. Congratulations on having a kid, man. I know that's a blessing, man. Having a mini me, man, especially having a healthy baby and them mimicking things that you did. It's like a self mirroring.
Man, appreciate that. And just having a kid is really just a life changer. It just is like when you like with me when I look at him and I get to, see him or something like that, or just be like, man, like that's really my creation. Like that's my son right there. Like it's crazy. And it's make you like it. It puts a different type of drive in you, type of hustle. You feel like you can't let them down because they depending on you, you know, and just seeing them and stuff like that, and he just be staring at me, and I just be staring at him like, like man, man, it's crazy, but yeah, man, that's my pride and joy, man.
But man, what would you say is your short and long term goals, man?
Um, my short term goal, I would say as me right now is just for me to focus on getting these projects done, like doing the documentary, doing the movie, sketching out how I want the series to be done and how it should go. Like that's stuff that I can be doing right now. Also on top of me learning the stocks and trades and stuff like that. So getting better in that. So having multiple streams of revenue on like just building my foundation now. That's my short term goal is to build my foundation, get a trust for my son, like continue to learn stocks, business credit, just like learning about things that I was never taught growing up or I didn't know. So having to go back and try to learn these things, playing catch up. I just want to get my foundation right and set so I can build my empire and long live my father as well while creating my own brand, my own name, and those things. Long term, um, like I want to be I want to be legendary, like he was, like be well respected. I don't care about being well known, well respected, so I want to help a lot of people. I want to change the environment in which our people grow up in, to give them a chance to be successful and compete in this world. Start my nonprofit. Um, you know, man, it's a lot. I'm going to do a lot. So short and long term.
That's what's up, man. And I just started asking everybody this question before we get off here. I think it's a good legacy question. So what do you want people to know you for? Like when you get up in age and you start reflecting back on all the goals you're going to accomplish, things like that. What do you want people to know you for when they look back on your life, things like that?
Man, it's a few things, just always being real, always being solid. Um, like you like on like people tell me about my pops and nobody has anything bad to say about him ever. Like he did this or he treated me like that or he, you know, and I want that for me, and people still want, like dad has been gone since September 21st would be 6 years. People still want to help. People still want to be a part of what I'm doing to support him. And then that's what I want for my son when I'm gone. People be like, man, your dad was real. Your dad he was silent. He helped me. He gave me an opportunity. Just the things that I hear about him. That's what I want for me. Like being real, being solid, helping people, doing what I can, I'm always there. I ain't no arrogant, stuck up guy. I'm a man of the people, you know. So I want that too.
Absolutely, man. So is there anything else that you want people to know that you got going on, and closing remarks, and just let people know how to find you on social media and things like that?
Okay. I'm gonna say you guys can find me on IG. That's really the only social media that I really use, and I need to stop that. So I need to be on TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and all that. But IG, that's Shawty Lo Jr. That's SHAWTYLO Shawty Lo Jr. Man, just thank you for having me, man. This was a great interview, you know. Just shout out to all the people, you know, who support me, all my fans, all my family, all my friends, you know, anybody who believe in me and love my father, you know, just shout out to everybody. And shout out to the haters too, man. Shout out to y'all too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, man. You the biggest guest that I've had since I've been doing a podcast. I just give you a little brief bio by myself, man. I've been doing a podcast for 2 years now. I started it in April of 2020 when I retired out the military, and I retired out of the military 2 years ago, and then now I work at the post office, and I do this too. And one of the main reasons I started a podcast was because I think like in our community, especially among Black people, like the mental health aspect is so absent as far as us being able to talk amongst each other and get reassurance about people going through similar things in our life. And you know, with our history with slavery, segregation, and things like that, we were just trained to get treated bad and just taken on the chin and just keep moving. Oh man.
I can hear. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so like we were just trained to just take stuff in our community, segregation and slavery and things like that. You know, as far as like the reason I started a podcast, the absence of mental health, of us being able to talk amongst each other and get reassurance for for knowing that somebody else from a similar background or different backgrounds go through the same things you go through. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to not just only do interviews, I do business owner interviews, and I also talk about real stuff like police brutality, child support, 50-50 in relationships, like stuff I know people come across on a day-to-day basis, you know what I'm saying? So that's and I see there's a lot of impact that it's having on people since I started, and you know, got a lot of support, you know, so this something that I actually have a passion for and enjoy doing. It's the first thing I really had a passion for since I was playing sports. I was real good at sports, so it was first thing I had a passion for since that. So that was a little brief bio by me. You know, I was in military for 8 years. I was special forces in the military. Been to Afghanistan twice. You know, I've been to 8 different countries. Jumped out of airplanes, fell out of helicopter. I did all the cool stuff. You know.
Right. That's dope. Because I was gonna ask, so well, you already told me, but just jumping out the helicopters, parachuting in, and you know, crazy. Like, that's crazy, bro. Because you know, I only see that on the game, like Call of Duty. But you know, y'all was out there doing it on that for real. Like, so
Yeah.
how was that though? Like,
It was like, well, I tell people all the time, like when they ask me questions, be like, man, how was war and stuff like that. And I tell them all the time, and they get surprised when I tell them this. But I was like, I won't wish war on my worst enemy, because I was like, you know, I lost a lot of good friends that I joined the military with. You know, some people got killed right beside me, and I'm having to go speak at their funerals when we got back to the U.S. and things like that. Had to go through difficult times like that, and you know, having suicide bombers, kids walking around suicide bombs on their chests. You got watch where you walk because they got bombs all through the ground. So if you step on a can, they might set a bomb off, just a can on the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff. And then just like you were saying with your prison time, you know, the military made me, because I went in straight out of high school. You know, I'm 28 now, but the military made me appreciate little things that a lot of people I see on an everyday basis take granted for, like, military, when we have to do training and things like that, and not being able to have as much free time, you know, you appreciate having the time to go get a haircut or being able to eat what you want to eat and not having to eat those MREs because you out in the field somewhere you can't get back to base because y'all don't got in a firefight with somebody and y'all just out there. So you gotta eat or drink water and just, just get it how you live until y'all get back to home base. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all the little things. I don't take things for granted because, I lost a lot of good people I was close with and just in the military. So, I don't take nothing for granted. That's one thing that I'm grateful for that the military gave me and discipline, you know.
That's big, man. That's big, and it's like, man, just like what you said, like taking nothing for granted, like I don't know how, like, people don't, or sometimes we tend to lose sight on how blessed we are, or like how much worse things could be. Like being in prison, like you got to share a room, so, and then if you on lockdown and this guy got to poop, I got to be in, I got to sit and I got to smell that, like, or just be just anything, like, people telling you when to wake up, when to go to sleep, or you gotta, or I could just call my family down. They gotta pay for me to call them, and now like I'm an extra bill. People looking at you, just all of that. You been around people that you don't want to be around, but you have to. It just at anything, just being able to lay in your own bed at night with your own pillow. Like you can turn off the light when you want to. You just It's just the small things that people tend to lose sight of because I don't know if they haven't had it stripped from them.
Right.
So that's it in a different aspect when it gets stripped from you.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. But I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. And anytime you need to get something out to the people and things like that, you can hit me up anytime, man. I drop episodes every week, and I'm open to talk about anything. I still got people write me from episodes from 2020 when I dropped the episode about police brutality when George Floyd got killed. One of my friends, he's a real big historian, and he's like, he knows all the history about how we got screwed over, how Malcolm X them got set up, and how crooked the NCAACP and stuff was. And he started talking about that stuff on the podcast, and it got so deep that they kicked him off the episode. That's how I know, like, people be listening to your conversations, and they wouldn't let me invite him back on. So he was like, man, make sure you put this episode out, and people be writing me about that episode. It was like, that episode got real deep because we was talking about how Malcolm X got set up and things like that. So, if you want to talk about real stuff, we don't have to just do an interview all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, I try to keep it uh, as authentic as possible. I try to keep it like we having a regular conversation. I don't like to have stuff scripted.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm down for it. Talking about the real. Just like, and then that's just so people can get to see my point of view and my side too. Because people probably see me as Shawty Lo Jr. Like they don't know what I think, they don't know what I like, and things of that nature. So that can open up a avenue to people getting to know me better, as well as also getting my perspective on real life. So yeah, man, yeah, man. So I'm down to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I got a couple people on my hit list in the A that I gotta get, man. So, I'm trying to get a lot of people in Atlanta, man. So to come on here. So, but I appreciate you coming on, man. And like I said, anytime you want to come on, man, my phone's open, man. Just hit me up anytime.
No problem, bro. So I appreciate you for having me.
All right, no problem, bro. You have a good night.
All right, same to you.
All right.